everyone, welcome to Faith and Flour. This is Robin, and today's video is a little bit different. Instead of seeing me clean, you're going to see my whole family. One of the most frequently asked questions is, do I do all of the cleaning in our home by myself? And the answer to that is definitely no. My family does chip in. We don't often do a family cleaning day like this. This was my husband's idea, and it was a lot of fun, a little bit chaotic when it came to filming, to be honest. But I think it's a fun video to put up on Easter Sunday. Happy Easter to you all. I post on Thursdays and Sundays, and I usually skip Easter Sunday, take a break to spend time with my family. But because we just filmed this, I thought it would be a fun way for you to start your week, whether you're watching it on Easter Sunday or later on. Patrick and I always felt that it was really important when the boys were growing up that they be responsible for taking care of their own rooms, although I did a mom clean periodically, and also certain other areas of the home. They were responsible for helping out with the cleaning and other chores inside and outside. And it's really great that they still do this. Our house has gotten a little bit messier than usual during the whole pandemic because we're all at home, we're all working, and housework isn't really the focus. And at the end of the day, we just kind of want to spend some time together if we have time to spend together. And so it was a really nice birthday gift from my family. My birthday's in March, to get together just one day over the weekend and get the entire upstairs clean. You'll probably notice that the style of my video is a little bit different today. Everybody had a different task that they sort of took possession of and were just trying to knock everything out, and I just ran around behind everyone trying to get it all on film. We started off in Peyton's bedroom, and as you saw, Patrick and Kyle were cleaning the windows. That's something that we like to do every spring and fall, and we use something called Squeegee Off. I have that in my Amazon store in case you guys are interested. It really does get the windows sparkling clean, and Peyton's window was extra dirty. It's on the east side of the house, and that's where a lot of our wind and rain blows from, so it gets the dirtiest. I think they even did it twice, but once they did the outside and the inside, it was sparkling clean. And so Patrick's finishing up the inside. Kyle was doing a lot of dusting around the crown moldings and the fan and areas like that. Peyton was doing a little bit of decluttering and clearing the surfaces so we can clean those. And I am using the vacuum to get the screens clean before we put them back in. My usual strategy is to work my way around the room, and as much as possible from the top down, so that any dust and dirt that gets knocked down will ultimately wind up on the floor and can be vacuumed up. Peyton does a great job of keeping his room clean. He cleans once a week, but you know, as I said earlier, a mom clean is usually in order, but this time it's going to be a family clean. I hope that you enjoyed today's video. If you do, be sure to give me a thumbs up. It's more unedited, a little more raw, and just for fun, but also to encourage you to get your family involved in homemaking and housekeeping. This probably wasn't my family's favorite way to spend a day over their weekend, and I'm not promising that your family is going to jump on board and that this is going to be a totally fun activity, but it is something that I think is really important for your kids to understand, that each person in the family, no matter their age or their ability, can do things to contribute, and ultimately it's a really great life lesson. So if you're enjoying this, please let me know down in the comments, and I'd love to hear how your family helps you in getting your housework done. that's it. Peyton's room is finished and we can move on to Kyle's room. And then we have our media family room before today's cleaning is finished. Before we started our family clean, both boys had cleaned their bathrooms earlier in the day, and I didn't manage to get Peyton on film, but Kyle agreed to let me film him. He does a good job of keeping his bathroom clean, and he likes to keep his products available right on the countertop, usually during the week, but before cleaning he puts everything away, and that way he can clean the countertop easily. And he's just using a damp microfiber cloth from eCloth, just like I do, to clean the mirror, the countertops, and all of those surfaces. And then he'll dry it with the window and polishing cloth, and that gives everything a nice shine without any streaks. To clean the inside of the toilet, we use the Method Anti-Bac Toilet Cleaner. It works really well if you spray it in there and then give it a little time to do its work while you clean the outside. And for the outside, I really like using the disposable disinfecting wipes from 7th generation. It's nice to just use as many of those as you need to and then just toss them in the trash when you're finished. For the whole time that Kyle was away at college, at first in the dorms and then later when he got his own apartment with a roommate, he was responsible for cleaning his own bathroom, and this is the way he cleaned his toilets, and he said it worked for him, so he's sticking with it too. Next, we tackled Kyle's room, and Patrick and Kyle again started with the windows. So Patrick is an expert at taking the screens out of the windows. They can be a little bit tricky, so that's usually his job. And then Kyle's got the longer arms, so he's reaching out the window to wash the outside while Patrick holds on to him because he is 2 stories up. Once the windows were clean, Kyle started dusting all the blinds with the eCloth extendable duster, and I started vacuuming all the screens so that we could finish up the windows. Our windows are designed to open outward so that we can keep the screen on the inside, which is really nice, so they don't get much dirt from the outside, but they do collect a lot of dust, so I've found that vacuuming them is the best way to clean them, and that way when we do open the windows, we don't blow all of that dust back into the room. house room is taken care of, and now it's up to Patrick and I to get the media room back in shape. First, we cleared some things off the countertop that we had left there since we decluttered recently. Patrick had some things that he wanted to store elsewhere or else give away, and so we took care of that. And then Patrick started dusting this area. So in the cabinetry, we have games and some books and things for Patrick's office. There's a refrigerator for drinks, so if we're up here watching movies or playing games, we can keep things in there. And this area doesn't get used a ton, and it doesn't really get very dirty, just dusty. So we're taking care of that today. A couple of times a year I do a sort of spring clean and probably fall clean where I get Patrick or one of the boys to help me move the furniture out of the way so that I can clean really thoroughly in those areas that are hard to access when I'm cleaning on my own. And right now it needs it more than ever because since we've all been working from home, Patrick hasn't been going into the office, and usually when he'll do that, I have time to come in here and clean a little bit more thoroughly, but it's hard to run the vacuum when someone's working or having meetings, so that has not been done as regularly as usual. And so it's time to do this, and it's really nice to have the help. And even though Patrick and I are doing most of the work in here, the boys were available to come in and help move furniture and do things like that, so it was really nice to have their help too. you tell that Austin likes to hang out here with Patrick while he's working? This area had a ton of dog hair that needed to be vacuumed up. I left the room for a couple of minutes and Patrick was vacuuming the carpet when he sucked up one of the strings, which happens to me all of the time. And the vacuum cut off and he couldn't get it to come back on, and he was panicking a little, thinking that he broke the vacuum. And when I came back up, I just showed him that there's a little reset button. I guess it's sort of a safety feature, and once you reactivate it, it works fine. But I had to laugh because I think the first time I ever used this vacuum and that happened, I was pretty panicky too. Every time I use my vacuum in a video, somebody asks me about it, so I'll go ahead and tell you it's a Miele, and I love this vacuum. It's pretty pricey, it's quite an investment, but I think it's a lifetime investment, and it's so good. It's really better than any vacuum I've ever used, and when I'm doing any kind of deep cleaning, this is the vacuum that I want to use. It's not quite as convenient as one of the handheld stick vacuums. I have one of those too, and they are super convenient, but if you are looking for a real workhorse, this one's great. And I have a link for you in the description box to my Amazon store, and you can find it there. That will give you the information about the model and all of that, but you might be able to find it for cheaper somewhere else. But I just thought I'd let you know in case you're in the market for a great vacuum. And if you need a mop recommendation, I love the one from eCloth. The one that I have that I'm using today has a spray attachment that is on board, and they also have one that's just called a deep clean mop, and they're both a really good price. I'll have a link for eCloth down in my description box as well, but it uses a microfiber pad that you just have to wet with water, and it does an amazing job. I use it on our wood floors, on our tile. It gets 99% of the bacteria and dirt and doesn't leave any product residue or anything like that. I love it. You might be wondering why we didn't bother to move the coffee table and just lift up the rug and vacuum around it, but this thing is a beast. It's so heavy and awkward, so we just clean around it, and at some point in time I'll get all three boys in here and we'll move it out of the way, but nothing could possibly get underneath it, I'm pretty convinced. So cleaning in this way seems to work pretty well. By the time we were finished, it was well past dinner time, so I went down to get things started while the guys finished up upstairs, and everything looks great, and we've been enjoying it so much ever since. Just having everything clean and fresh for the spring is so nice. If you guys enjoyed today's video, be sure to give me a thumbs up. I hope it gave you some family cleaning motivation. If you haven't already done so, be sure to subscribe. We would love to have you join our Faith and Flour community, and make sure you activate the bell so you'll get a notification and you won't miss out on any videos. Have a happy Easter. I look forward to talking with you in the comments, and of course I'll see you in the next video. Until then, have a wonderful week.